Hey traders and investors, it's Serge Berger here. Over the past few days, I've gotten a lot of questions about how high the S&P 500 and some of the other indices could actually go over the next few, 3 to 6 months. I think that's a very reasonable question. So let's have a look at where we stand. So first of all, what we're going to start doing here, we're going to start drawing some very basic so-called Fibonacci retracement lines. It's very simple stuff, and I'll show you here right now how it works. So we're going to start going back in time. So we're going to start with the lowest sort of most recent swing low before the dip we just had in January, February, which was basically the lows from last October. So if we measure up to the highs here, you can see we retraced just about half of that entire rally from October to January. And if we apply a 25% extension of this move, so 25% of this entire rally, and we add it to the highs, we get to about 1900. Okay, 25% a lot of times tends to be a pretty good target, or in Fibonacci terms, is about 23.6. So close enough to the 25% mark. So that's the first target for me. 1900 is really what I'm focusing on here over the next, let's call it month or two. Then we go back a little bit further, and we have to go back to the June lows from last year. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see this better. And if we draw a Fibonacci line up there, you can see we retraced 38.2% of that move. If you apply 25% of that, you get to about 1920. So 1920 is a next upside target beyond that. And then last but not least, if we start doing a big Fibonacci retracement, so we're going to go back to November 2012, which is where this most recent big picture rally actually started, and the support line we still actually held on a logarithmic chart. You'll see that we just in January here, early February when we bottomed out, we retraced actually also just about 25% or about 23.6%. So if we add 25% of this, we get to about 1970. Okay, so to answer the question, how much higher can the stock market go? I do think 1920 to 1970, big picture, over the next, I'm going to call it 4 to 5, maybe 6 months, something like that. More near term than 1900 is probably where we're at. If we now take a look at where we got to just yesterday, you can see that with Thursday's rally, we basically quickly overcame Wednesday's weakness, and we once again got to this resistance area around 1850. So usually, it takes a few tries to overcome these crucial areas, but I suspect on sort of the third, potentially the fourth try here at this area, we should be able to break past this and get to 1900, and then potentially through the other targets I just discussed. Hope this makes sense. And if you got any questions, please tweet me at the Twitter handle SteadyTrader. Take care.